Thanks for squeezing me in, Doc. I really do appreciate it. It's been one hell of a week. Oh, come on. You know I always make time for my favorite patient. You're looking festive today. I'm really digging the costume. Costume? Oh, you mean the hat and the sweater? Yeah, I was going for a Freddy Krueger look this year because, truth be told, day in and day out, my patients come in and complain to me about their traumas and mundane lives. And I just want to tell them to repress that shit like an adult and fuck off. Although I wouldn't make much money. But I'm not talking about you. You're good. Wait, is that pen you're using shaped like an axe? Hell yeah. I love this pen. I got a knife just like it. Comes in handy in my line of work. You know I'm always dishing out that blunt force therapy. My patients need me. I know, Doc. That's why I'm here. I need your help. I could tell from your message. That's why I had you come in. But before we get started, take a look at my family portraits and tell me what you think. I'm trying to make the office feel more warm and inviting. Yeah, I saw them when I walked in. Your wife, she looks nice. And your daughter, chip off the old block. Yeah, that's the old ball and chain, my ghost wife, Virginia. You know, she's the love of my life. No, but she's very quiet and always sneaking up on me. I barely know she's around sometimes. And then that's our slightly possessed daughter, Imogen. You know, she goes on a bit of a mean streak when she's hangry. But yeah, that's the family. That's the family. But enough about my perfect life. You know, tell me what you're obsessing about now. Well, it's more like a who than a what. Recently, I did a podcast on this deranged serial killer, Richard Trenton Chase. Have you heard of him? Ah, yes, Richard Chase, the vampire of Sacramento, the guy who enjoyed bathing in blood and making smoothies out of different organs in Coca Cola. He would have been a real crowd pleaser at parties. Well, until the man gets thirsty. Damn, Doc, that's a little dark. Hey, 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 you're on my couch, not the other way around. Don't fucking judge me. That shit was funny. Because it's true. Okay, all right, point taken. Damn. Boundaries, Franklin. Just setting some boundaries. But now that that's settled, why don't you tell me why you can't stop thinking about Richard Chase, who was clearly not as stable as we are? I don't know. I guess I just can't stop thinking about how he thought drinking his own victim's blood would stop his blood from turning into powder. I mean, it's fucking insane. Yeah, he was schizophrenic and was going for a vampiric aesthetic. I mean, that shit is sexy now, except less like Edward from Twilight and more like the vampire from that black and white film Nosferatu. Damn, that's true. I can see that comparison. I don't know, Doc. For me, it's the blood part. You know, like you said, he was making smoothies out of it. You know, I found out he was injecting it into his body like heroin. You know, he was addicted to blood, and it's not what I'd call a healthy option. Right, because nothing screams healthy living like a cup of Chobani mixed with hemoglobin. He should have just poured it into a glass like a nice Merlot or Chianti or 19 Crimes. Wait, that wasn't around then, but you get the gist. I don't know. I think he preferred his libations more on the fresher side. Like a true sommelier. Or is it sommelier? Or whatever the fuck they're called. Alcoholics. Yeah, and Richard Chase certainly got his fill. You know, he would walk into people's homes and just do unimaginable shit. And he thought because their doors were unlocked, that was an open invitation. Damn, talk about needing a lesson in boundaries. But let me guess, it all started when he was growing up, right? His parents fucked him up. He even tortured a few small animals. His mattress growing up was one big lemonade stain, and he loved setting shit on fire. I mean, I wouldn't have quite put it in those words, but yeah, you're right. Called that shit. This guy was feral. His parents should have hugged him more and should have gotten him some stuffed animals. It would have been a lot less mess to clean up. Doc, you and I both know those stuffed animals wouldn't have stood a chance. Yeah, that's true. You know, he probably would have just started putting them in his sister's easy bake oven. You know, practice makes perfect. I mean, let's be honest, the idea would have crossed his mind. Now look who's being funny. That's progress. You know, in my line of work, you just had what we call a breakthrough. And here I thought I was using humor as a coping mechanism. Nope, I know this because I'm a healthcare professional. I'm a doctor, obviously, and I have the degree to prove it. Right. I'm pretty sure that degree just says psycho. Well, that's clearly a typo. You know, I got to get that fixed and fire my secretary, but rest assured, I am an expert. Well, since you're the expert, do you think Richard Chase was an organized killer or disorganized? Well, in my expert opinion, he was disorganized, obviously. He didn't really follow a blood sucking schedule. He was more erratic in his actions, more like a chaotic force of nature than a meticulous planner. He was very unstable mentally, and he acted on impulse rather than any clear strategy. much like a white girl wasted. Right, just pure carnage and confusion. Doc, that's terrifying. Oh, on a massive scale. But if it helps, organized killers are far worse. I mean, they're the ones who lay tarp, make playlists, plan ahead, and they keep trophies. I mean, they're the ones you got to worry about. Richard Chase, he didn't even have the courtesy to own a calendar, but he did own a blender. And I do enjoy those. Right. Am I supposed to find that comforting? Oh, come on, you're fine. You got me, bud. I wouldn't let anything happen to you. Besides, you know all are welcome to some blunt force therapy. It's my MO. Oh, whatever will I do without you in my life? Look, I know you're just being sarcastic, but it's rude, it's uncalled for, and I'm gonna move past it because I'm a doctor and I'm a professional. But deep down, you know it's true because I'm dark, twisted, and I'll say all the things you're afraid to. Oh, you think so? Like what? Like how in the end, Richard Chase was arrested, OD'd on happy pills, and died before ever facing the consequences. But that's what happens when you get a corpse fucking, blood sucking, smoothie making animal lover who thought the aliens and Nazis were turning his blood into powder. A fucking psycho. Wow. Just wow. But I see our time is up. You got to get the fuck out of here. My next patient is in a mental crisis. He's taking orders from his pets for fuck's sakes. I got invited to his dog's birthday party. At this point, I don't know who's the owner. If only he took a page out of Chase's book. Maybe I'll recommend that. But I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week.